All right, I'm going to fly over the next section because you're going to see it in other videos. But suffice it to say that you're going to have to get a grade of a 2.0 to pass the class. That's going to require all of these items. And the percentages change slightly from semester to semester. So your video might be a tiny bit different, but this is the percentages, or these will be the percentages for this semester. Let me show it to you. There, that's the correct percentages. I noticed it was a little bit off. I um, added in a paper and pencil packet here, so we now have 5 of them, but I took away a few points from the projects and from the final to make up for that. So that's how that goes. So we have a final exam worth 21.2% and so on. And again, when you watch those central videos that go over each of these in great detail, notice that the percentages might be a tiny bit different from what they were when I was making the video before, but the same basic principle holds for how the course is run. All right, so all of this section, right, all these sections, I should say, right in here, these will all be discussed in your other videos. So I'm just going to skip over all of that and get down to the bottom part, which is where to find your grades and extra credit and all that stuff. So your grades are going to be in the grade book in Mymathlab. So let me go to Mymathlab, go back to the main menu, and grades will be in here in the grade book. Right, so I'll post grade books, your grades in here. There's nothing to see right now, so I can't show you anything. But your grades will be here, and particularly you'll be interested in the overall score. So pay attention to the overall score because it's a weighted mean based off of the percentages from the syllabus that you were just seeing back several pages that I don't want to scroll back to. Mymathlab items will be automatically graded, but things like your paper pencil packets and your projects, those are all by hand grading. So those will take a while to get graded and before I can post the grades. And I send out emails to let everybody know, hey, all of this has been graded. Check out your grade now. There is no extra credit in this class, so pay very close attention to your grade. And if you see yourself starting to slip, make sure you're progressing through your homework, doing your homework as well as you can, getting your packets done as well as you can, start meeting with a tutor, come into office hours, start getting help, because there is no savior at the end of the course that's going to give you 100 points extra. It doesn't work like that. So you're going to have to really work hard every single week because there's an assignment due every single week in this class. So be prepared for that. For academic honesty, you are, of course, encouraged to talk to each other. Matter of fact, I have discussion boards in order for you to talk to each other and discuss things right in here. I love it when students are talking about questions and problems in here. That's what it's for. However, that doesn't mean that you can be academically dishonest. So you want to make it so that your work that you submit is reflecting your own thought processes. In particular, for the paper and pencil packets and the computer projects, there's a chance to talk to each other about it. That's wonderful, but you cannot share Excel files. Everybody has to have their own Excel files for their projects and so on. There, really, it's really more the computer projects. So you have to have your own Excel file for computer projects. Also note that just copying each other's answers from paper and pencil packets or things like that is cheating. And if I suspect you of academic dishonesty, I can fail you for that paper, that packet, the project, the course itself, whatever seems appropriate in the situation as I deem necessary. As for incompletes, it is possible to get an incomplete if you basically have done almost all of the course, but something major comes up. Family situation. One time a student had a father-in-law that had a heart attack in Texas and had to be gone for the last 3 weeks, things like that. However, disappearing, not doing any homework, not getting into Mymathlab, and not participating in the course at all with no contact with me means you're going to be dropped from the course. And incomplete doesn't mean that you can avoid failure if you're failing the course. An incomplete is really truly for extenuating circumstances for people that were passing the class. So if you are passing and the last couple weeks something major happens, then we can accommodate that. But if you basically are doing nothing in the course and never showing up online to do work and never posting in discussion boards, then an incomplete is not for you. That is not what this is for. All right, last but not least, we have a few more important comments to make. So how many hours a week will this class take? It's 4 credits, 15 weeks, which means in a regular semester, you're going to be working. around 12 hours, sorry, not 20, because that was a shortened semester, 12 hours a week outside of class. Yes, 12. What we say is about 2 to 1 to 3 to 1. So somewhere around 8 to 12. Here, let me put it that way. Well, the 4 hours a week that you would have been in class, right? There's 4 right there, plus 2 hours for every 1 hour you'd be in class. So in a face-to-face class, it's 12 hours a week, but 4 of them are in class. But for you guys, all 12 hours are at home, and that's at least 12 hours. Some students sometimes, and some subjects sometimes, mean you'll have to spend 16, 17, 20. I mean, it just depends on how well you grasp the material, how long the material is, how dense it is, how hard it is to figure out. And past students have warned me, and I'm warning you. This course really does take that much time. So be prepared. If you are working a full-time job and have 4 other courses and 2 kids, you most likely will not be successful in this course. So be prepared for that. When you need help in Mymathlab, there is tons of videos in Mymathlab. Let me go back to it. So in the multimedia library, there's all sorts of stuff in here. So let me just pick a section. Chapter 5, 5.2, select all. There's videos by the author as opposed to my videos, which will be up in the homework. Lectures, PowerPoint slides, all sorts of stuff in here that you can read up on to help you with any particular section you're struggling with. So use that. Getting help with Mymathlab. So this is getting help with the statistics part in here with stats in Mymathlab. Getting help with Mymathlab to get it to work, then this is the 800 number they have, or you can click on the support tab, which is up here in the question mark, help and support. Right? So you click there, you're a student, right? That kind of thing. So don't click on that. Sorry. You want to get help. So you can chat with them for help. I've found that to be really helpful. So the 24/7 technical support, etc., etc. At student support right down here. All right. This is a difficult course to take online, but it's not insurmountable. I have a lot of students that are successful, but you have to stay on top of your schedule. Nothing is worse than waiting till the last minute and having something go wrong. So stay on top of it. You have something due literally every single week. There will never go a week by, or a week will never go by that you don't have some mathematics to do. So let me just remind you. So week 1, week 2, week 3, every week you're having to do work and produce it. So be prepared for that. Make sure your schedule can accommodate that. Due dates are, all assignments are due at 11:59 p.m. on their due dates, which I believe are all Tuesdays for the fall 15th semester. If you need extensions, they're not going to be granted because you had a week to do it, unless you have extenuating circumstances, which you will most likely have to document. The determination of whether or not an extension will be granted rests solely with me. I might require documentation, doctor's notes, etc. The schedule of assignments is under the info and links page, which I've gone to it several times. It's right here. And lack of participation may cause you to be dropped from the course. If you do not, let's put it this way, if you did not show up for work for 2 weeks, you would be fired. And the same is true in this course. If you don't get into the course, log on, get some homework done, then you will be dropped from the course if you don't do it for a 2-week period. If extenuating circumstances occur, you need to contact me as soon as possible so we can try to make accommodations. That said, this is a course that moves like a freight train. If you are in trouble and you miss a week, it is extremely hard to get back on track. So please be aware of that. Please stay on your schedule as much as possible and get in touch with me if you're in trouble. Not doing anything for weeks is not appropriate, and you will not only be withdrawn from the course, but if you can't be withdrawn from the course, if I don't withdraw you, you will start flunking rapidly. So please be aware of this. It's a great course. You can learn a lot from it, but it's going to move and it's going to cover lots of material. So be prepared for that. Make sure your schedule's set up for that. And if it's not, then maybe you should drop this course and take it another semester when you can have a freer schedule and devote enough time to it. Because most students have never had stats before and they need time to learn all this material. Okay, so we are done with the syllabus overview. I will see you back here for more videos on all those things I skipped over in the center of the syllabus. See you then.